Welcome back to the Dead River Builder. You may notice that I'm using pretty much the same background because I'm shooting 6 of these all at one time until my battery runs out. Fortunately, the next kit doesn't require batteries. Galileo's telescope. Galileo wasn't the first to invent the telescope. He was the first to perfect it and the first to show that Jupiter had 4 moons. This is probably one of the simplest kits. I should be giving the kit numbers while I do the introductions here, so I'm going to start. This is kit 19. There's a total of 22 of these kits. This particular kit is both the easiest and the most difficult to build. In terms of the number of parts, there's maybe less than 10. Plastic end cap, 2 pieces. Plastic middle body holder, 2 pieces. Plastic end cap on the other side, 2 pieces. Eyepiece that includes the lens that you slide in and out to focus, 2 pieces. 2 lenses, and a couple sheets of paper to make the body. It doesn't even require a screwdriver. What it does require is a huge amount of patience and glue, because the body of the telescope is a very, very stiff sheet of paper. 2 sheets actually, in order to get the length of the telescope. And you need to pre-bend this paper and then hold it in place with string or tape or something overnight so that the paper pre-shapes. Because if you don't do that, when you try to glue this thing to the plastic pieces, the paper is going to crease. It's going to be really hard to wrap it up when you apply the glue. But if you pre-fold it, now the thing's got a permanent crease, and as you're trying to apply the glue, the paper doesn't want to open up. You apply the paper to the plastic pieces with double-sided tape. That holds everything in place for one wrap of the paper. But after that, you've got another 2 wraps or so, and you want to apply glue to the paper in order to make a solid tube out of this thing. And when you're done, the water in the glue makes the paper go soggy. Now you've got this lumpy mass that doesn't want to fold in the direction that you want it to, and then it wants to just kind of fall apart. So in that sense, this telescope is hard to build. But if you're patient and if you've got somebody to help you hold the telescope in place while you wrap the paper around it, that makes it a lot easier. Now you got to be careful, because the front end of the telescope has a sighting pin, and the back end has a little alignment ring that you want to be positioned in line so you can see what you're looking at when you're not looking through the eyepiece. And in the middle you've got the tripod mount. Now if you put the body paper on wrong, you're going to have the front end piece upside down in relation to the tripod piece, and then the ring in the back, if the glue causes the adjustment ring to stop moving, that can be pointing in a completely different direction as well. So the front may be pointing down. The tripod piece you don't have a choice in, that's going to be mounted to your tripod. And then the alignment ring, if that glue's in place, is going to be facing off into some odd direction. The telescope's going to look weird. Now the fun part about the telescope though is that it does deform over time. So when you make the thing, if it does have a bend or a warp in it, just lean it against a corner, and the paper will eventually straighten itself out under its own weight. There are 2 lenses that come with this thing. A telescope is very, very simple. It consists of a lens at one end, a lens at the other. You don't even need the body. You can just hold the 2 lenses in front of your face, and as long as they're in the right position, it's going to be in focus and you're going to be able to see stuff. The body of the telescope is just there to hold the lenses steady. And then you've got the tripod mount in order to have everything completely stable so that you don't get seasick as the picture jitters if you're holding it by your hand. Now there's 2 kinds of eyepiece lenses, convex, concave. Galileo, because of the technology at the time, went the easy route. He had a convex lens. That causes the light to come down. Am I losing my battery? I'm about to lose my battery. The light comes down, focuses at the eyepiece, and then comes straight out to your eye. Makes for a very small image. Kepler came around a little later and he used a convex lens. This causes the light to focus before the lens, comes up to the convex lens, and then goes straight into your eye. Gives you a bigger image, it's clearer, and it's actually a better design for the size of the scope. You're getting a larger image with the same size lens. In the case of the Galileo Telescope, this particular one in the kit from Gakken is a 2-inch lens. So what you're seeing with the Galileo scope is very, very small. It's almost impossible to make out detail. With the Kepler lens, things like 4 times bigger. You've got both lenses. You can choose which one you want, and you can always change lenses whenever you want.